and it stops in front of them, and they're looking at each other, and they're looking at the tire, and then all of a sudden you hear like a, and then their heads explode.
Yo, what up, guys? I'm Zap. This is Jericho, and we are now 6-time international award-winning pop hip-hop duo Band in Future. We do clean, fun music that everyone can listen to with a sound that is uniquely Californian. And now, check it out. You are tuned into the Life's a Circus podcast, where we talk about everything that is funny, everything that's interesting, everything that is just straight up ridiculous. So, yo, make sure you like, share, comment, and subscribe to the channel. Help us grow this thing so that we don't have to work real jobs, and we can make YouTube money.
It's an honest statement.
And stuff.
I like honesty. It's about as honest as it gets. So this is how I feel.
Yeah. Or we can take all of our money and make a terrible movie. Because that's what we're talking about today. The best worst movies.
Mm-hmm.
So I think you can kind of see that a couple of different ways. Like, because you asked me like, what do you mean by best worst?
Right.
Like, I see it as either like a movie that is so bad that it's good, or a movie that is just bad, but for some reason you just like it and you just keep watching it.
Sure.
And a movie like that for me is Expendables.
You've told me about that, which I haven't seen.
Yes, you haven't seen, and there's 3 of them. I think a 4th one coming if it hasn't already come out. And I've seen all 3. The first one was terrible, and I kept going back. And it was just, it's one of those things where I feel like I don't know, maybe I'm wrong, but I feel like they know going in, like, we're just going to make a terrible movie and just put everybody in it and then just blow stuff up. And it's not going to make any sense, but who cares? and I was like, yes, can I have a ticket, please? But yeah, I think it's one of it is just a nostalgia factor, just seeing like all your action heroes in one movie, like being their classic selves. And then the other thing is just like the overload of just like testosterone and just like,
sometimes that's all you need to make it good, for me anyway. I don't need to know. I remember seeing those and being like, I really want to see that.
Yeah.
I don't have a drive enough to go see a movie usually, but like if someone was like, yo, Expendables is on right now, I'd be like, yo, okay. Like,
yeah, I think they have the record for like the most explosions in a movie.
Yeah, God bless America. That's what it's supposed to be.
And it's like, it's this, it's like that Power Rangers thing where it's like, it's the same thing every time. You know it's going to be the same thing, but you still want to watch it. Like, Sylvester Stallone is just chilling, and then some dude is like, hey, here's a bunch of money, I need you to kill all these people.
Yep.
And he's like, I need to put together a crew.
Yeah.
So he gets everybody. And then, bro, in the first movie, they took down an entire country with like 10 people. I'm talking the whole army. A country's entire army with just Sylvester Stallone and Terry Crews and Jason Statham. And like, Jason Statham doesn't even use guns. You gotta see this movie. He's just whacking people with knives and just throwing them. They're shooting bullets, but it doesn't matter. And I'm like, popcorn, this is the greatest movie I've ever seen in my life.
I mean, it had a really good budget, right? So, I mean...
Apparently, man.
Yeah. I don't think they care about the return on that. They just want, like, it's like a child... I probably that director was like, my childhood dream to get everyone involved. Like one of those reunion tours from all the bands from like the 60s. It's like, let's get them all together. Who cares?
Yeah.
Like, let's put them all together. Yeah, I want to see that just based off of. I like it. Why do you think Fast and the Furious has 20 movies? Like, it's just the same. Who cares?
Yeah.
Do you need a plot? Like, no. Just be dope. Just have it be really dope. And I think were you telling me this? I was talking about the Fast and the Furious. It's not. I guess I would consider that because the ones that I've seen, I liked them. I know that they're the exact same movie, and I went into it knowing that it was the exact same. But in one of them, a guy, who was I talking to about this? It wasn't you. But I because he brought it up and I didn't know it until I saw it on YouTube. A guy it's like Vin Diesel's driving. Okay, that's what he does, right? And then The Rock is in it. And he's fighting somebody on top of a train, like you do, and then like catches a car. Like there's a big explosion, and the whole car, and these people aren't superheroes, right? And they fly into the air, and the car's coming at the guy, and he kind of goes like, "Nah," and just puts it down. And I was like, "Oh, okay, that's when you lost." I don't know, bro. But no, that's the movie that I actually thought of when you brought this topic is a movie called Rubber. You ever heard of it?
I remember you telling me about it, and I still haven't seen it, and I really want to see it.
Okay, I'm gonna learn y'all something. I'm gonna explain something to y'all. Man. I think it came out in 2011 or something like that. But anyway, so Rubber is a lovely tale about a tire. A homicidal tire.
It's such a great premise.
It just rolls around. Because I remember I went to my friend's house and they're like, "Hey, what's the movie?" And I'm like, "All right, what movie?" And he didn't explain none of the sit down. And I'm watching it. And I'm like, "What's happening?" So I'll explain what I saw. The first scene that I saw. I don't know what part of the movie I came in on, but it's like a desert kind of a rebel society kind of a thing. And these people are just standing on the side of the road looking kind of tough, right? With some like bats or whatever, right? Then you see a tire just roll up and it's just rolling. And the guys notice it and they're just kind of watching the tire roll up. And so the tire is just kind of coming and it's coming really slowly. So it takes a while. And there's no music. It's one of the movies that has no music, which I don't like. I like a movie to have music. So it doesn't have any music. And then it just rolls up to them and it kind of stops. And it's literally just a straight up tire, and it stops in front of them, and they're looking at each other, and they're looking at the tire, and then all of a sudden you hear like a, and then their heads explode. And I was like, no. And that's all that happens. The whole movie, this tire just rolls up to people, and it's like they never. Apparently, I'm trying to think of what. They've never heard of this tire, apparently, and then it just comes by and just kills them and just keeps it pushing. And it's just there's other tires. I'm trying to remember. I feel I've seen it twice, but there's other tires or something. But they kind of explain how it happens, but not really because they don't care. And the whole that's a fantastic idea. Like, God, it probably cost them $50 to make this. You have to see this movie just for you don't have to watch the whole thing. You watch 10 minutes, you understand the entire thing. But it's just fantastic, and it's like it's not CGI. I didn't have that, but it's like they make the tire roll. I don't know how to explain it. It's just it's so bad. It's so bad. I think it's the best thing I've seen, really.
Yeah, I remember you telling me about that, and I can't believe I still haven't seen it yet.
Yeah, Rubber. Check out Rubber.
I want to make a movie like that.
It's very doable. It might be like stop motion. It might be stop motion. I swear.
Is just some guy rolling his tire every 2 seconds?
Yeah. Yeah. And I think we've talked about this before. I don't know if I like this idea, but I think it's interesting that any movie that's awful was agreed upon by a whole lot of people that we should make this movie. So that's what makes it even more amazing that
not only agreed upon, but financed.
Yes.
Someone said, "I'm going to give you millions of dollars to do this."
Yeah.
Make it happen.
And that's what I mean. So there's a charm to him, right? Oh, dude, the one that you were in. Zap, y'all don't know he's an actor, famous, and then he was in Disaster movie.
Disaster
Artist. Disaster
Yeah.
Artist. Okay, well,
isn't there a movie called The Disaster Movie or Disaster?
I think you're right. But Disaster Artist is based off of a movie that was so bad that people liked it.
And I never heard of it before. And that's another one. I haven't seen the whole thing. I think I tried to watch the whole thing just to have a background. And I may have, but it was very bad. it was so weird.
Yeah, just a guy who had a lot of money, right? He's like, I wanted to make this movie.
I mean, even that is like questionable. It's like someone from overseas financed, gave him a bunch of money, and it's like a mystery person, and he just kind of made the movie. I don't know. It's strange.
But there's a charm to it. There's another one. It was actually on Netflix last year for something that's a little more recent. It was called Rainbow, right? So it's like a play on The Wizard of Oz. And
I heard that before.
So I'll just explain one scene from it because it's not, the characters have the same. I don't know. I saw it in Spanish, so I don't know if the characters have the same names actually. But in Spanish, they definitely don't. But there's still like Dorothy. They call it Dora, but it's like there's still Dorothy and there's Toto. And instead of
Dorothy the Explorer-thy?
Basically, and there's like a black guy. I think he's supposed to be the Scarecrow.
Black guy.
And then there's a guy they rescued from like a junkyard, and he's supposed to be like the Tin Man. And then there's like fat old dude.
Oh, this sounds like a ghetto, like Wizard of Oz, which I would totally be down for.
It's really well done. The thing is, it's really well done as far as the graphics. But basically, I think there's that scene in the Wizard of Oz I barely have seen, but like there's poppies and they all fall asleep, right?
Poppies? Oh, yeah.
Yeah, the Wicked Witch said poppies, and she does a thing, and then they're in the field, they all fall asleep. I think that's what happens, right?
That sounds familiar.
So they decided to modernize this scene. So instead, they're all in this like interesting like kind of club with this DJ, and they all like take a pill.
I see.
And then it gets weird. So what happens is they're all driving on this like dirt road, and then like one by one, you see their pupils start to get really big, and then all of a sudden, like the road turns to gold, and they're all looking at each other like, "Oh my god!" Like vomiting rainbows and stuff. But the thing that makes it more interesting is that there's one specific scene, and it's like they're driving on nothing, like almost in like outer space, and then they look to the right, and there's a bunch of like stuffed like bears, and they're like pink, and they got wings or something like that, right? And this riding on top of one, real casual, is Michael Jackson, and he just looks over and he kind of does one of those like kind of things, and they all like get these smiles that extend past their face. Oh, dude, it's a trip.
Wow.
It's a trip. And then it's really like it's well done, but it got a lot of bad reviews because it's not the story at all, and I guess it's kind of weird, but and in the end they all like fight in a lake until they pass out and wake up in the morning. It's a strange movie, but I liked it.
Cocaine is a hell of a drug, man.
Yes. Affirmative.
Well, we're out of time, and this has been the Life's a Circus podcast. So make sure you make sure you subscribe, comment, let us know your favorite, best, worst movie. Was a lot of adjectives. And yeah, like, comment, subscribe. Oh yeah, share this video with somebody who takes pills and sees things. I don't know. Maybe
that'll work.
Yeah. Invite all the drug users to the Life's a Circus podcast.
That's a lot. That's a lot of people.
In today's news, Life's a Circus podcast audience has quadrupled overnight.
Yeah. Viewership has improved.
Gold is down 10 points.
And the NASDAQ is stable.
Oh man, I haven't been doing this. They took our job! They took our job!
They took our jobs! They took our jobs! Took our jobs! Took our jobs!